Hi guys, it's Micha, coming to you with my very first top 10 list. When I started my channel a few weeks ago, I would have never thought that one of the first things I would do is actually a top 10 list. But back then, I wouldn't have thought that I would be spending 7 weeks being cooped up in my flat. And here we are.
Must get out of here. Oh, what's that? I can see the exit. So close. Just another mile or two. We are all sheltering in place for quite a while now. And though we all hate it, we also know it's the right thing to do.
However, as human beings, we tend to always try to find the silver lining in the direst of situations. So here they are, my top 10 silver linings in a global pandemic. Number 10, the Zoom zone. I guess every one of us is having Zoom calls almost on a daily basis, be it for business needs or to stay connected with our loved ones. And I assume everyone has a dedicated area where they are taking those calls, which is called Zoom Zone, which shows just a very small window into your home, an area where everything appears to be completely tidy. But for all you know, I could be sitting here without any pants on. The trash bags could be piling up to the ceiling, and rodents might be dancing on the floor. And you will never know, because the Zoom Zone allows us to do the bare minimum to keep up appearances. And in these challenging times, it's a really nice thing to have. Number 9. Understanding your essential needs. After being sheltered in place for almost 7 weeks, I guess every one of us knows which stuff you really need to survive and which stuff is just a nice to have.
It's really great to understand our own consumer behavior a little bit better. And I guess some of us are very much surprised which groceries and items of daily convenience they don't miss at all, and which ones they suddenly deem very much essential.
And I guess for some of us, this means 500 rolls of toilet paper at any given time. Number 8. Technology for seniors. I guess every one of us has either parents or grandparents that you wanted to link in via Zoom even before this whole pandemic started. But the things you heard was, I can't use it, I'm too old to learn stuff like that. Tough luck, now there is no other way to stay connected. And everyone basically has learned it and mastered the technology that is needed to stay in contact. With that in place, we can be sure that even after the pandemic, we can stay in touch with our loved ones, even over a long distance. Wait, why was that a good idea again? Number 7. Spending time with your pets. Your pets have thought for years now that every day you walk out of the door you will never return. And at the end of the day, when you do return, they are so happy to see you. For the first time in their whole lives, they have you with them every day of the week, and they are loving it. The only thing we need to figure out is how to explain that to our poor pets once everything is back to normal. Maybe we will need therapy sessions for them?
And if you, like me, don't have a pet, you can always try to befriend a cute house spider.
Number 6. Quality time with your family. So now that you're at home all the time, every day, you really have time to spend it with your partner and your children. But as some of you might have already discovered, quality time with your kids can be a little much. And the same can be said for spending too much time with your partner. It has been said that the divorce rates already are skyrocketing. So try to make the best of the time, don't get too much on each other's nerves, and try to be just nice to each other. And if your family gets too much on your nerves, keep one thing in mind. At least you're not single, because believe me, being single right now really sucks. However, at least I don't have to deal with kids every second of my day right now. But if you're single, stay in touch with your friends. That's what Zoom was made for. Number 5. Time to reinvent yourself. Everyone now has very much time on their hands to think about what they really want to do with their lives. And being forced to think about yourself might bring out bad things, but also might bring up very, very good opportunities to really reinvent yourself. There is no time like right now. And you might have noticed that I started to do stuff for my channel after the pandemic started, because I didn't really wanted to lean more into watching more movies, more TV shows. Instead, I wanted to find a different angle, doing different stuff I haven't done before. And actually I was trying to get my channel off the ground for 2.5 years and didn't do it. I just was doubting myself. I wanted to do some movie review, stuff like that, and I was fine-tuning it, I was overthinking it, I wasn't putting out stuff at all. And 2 weeks into the pandemic I had my first video up, which was, by the way, completely different from what I've ever planned to do. So it's a good time to really think about yourself and what you want to do and just do it. Number 4, creative and intimate performances. As you might have seen from late night talk shows and stuff like that, everyone is now trying to create new stuff in a new way because content is still needed and we need it now more than ever.
And especially songwriters and musicians are trying to find new ways to stay connected to their audiences, which really turned out some of the most incredible performances in quite a while. Let me highlight 3 different performances that I enjoyed for 3 different reasons. If you're getting curious about them, you can find the links to their videos down in my description. First one is Dua Lipa's Don't Start Now, which I like for its creative approach. Here they used the visual style of a Zoom conference call to create the video. And though you might think, well, I've seen dozens of videos like that lately, back in late March when they created it for James Corden's Homefest, it was pretty fresh and original. The second video is by one of my all-time favorite bands, Die Ärzte, from Berlin. It's just something they threw together to keep themselves busy while being sheltered in place. It's called Ein Lied für jetzt, which translates to a song for now. And I really like it because the text is brilliantly funny and you might even enjoy it if you don't speak German, just for the entertaining visuals. So give it a try. The third one is No Time for Love Like Now by Michael Stipe. After REM disbanded in 2011, it became quite quiet around him. But last year, his solo career really started to gain traction. Although he wrote this song late last year, it's a perfect fit for our current situation. I am sure that with this beautiful song, he has a massive future hit on his hands. And even though the video on his YouTube channel is currently just a demo version, or maybe because of it, it is such an intimate and vulnerable performance, which makes it my current favorite. And even though I already heard it a few dozen times, it never fails to bring a tear to my eyes. So everyone, check out this song. You won't regret it.
Number 3, we are all in this together. The one thing we can say for sure is everyone is experiencing this being sheltered in place the same way. It might be a little different for everyone, but the basics are the same. So for the first time in, I guess, 100 years, but the first time since we are so connected via internet and stuff, we are really experiencing the same thing around the world. So this is something that really brings us more together, creating a closer understanding of each other. At the same time, it really highlights in which countries we need to figure out how to better social security, the healthcare system, and the general security net to make sure nobody's life is getting derailed by something like this.
Which brings me directly into number 2, preparedness. As bad as the situation is right now, I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of the fact that it could easily be even worse. Imagine a virus with an even higher mortality rate, like 5%, 10, 20, 50. It is something we don't want to think about, but we have to. We are now able to clearly see the weak spots in our society and systems, to find the weak links and fix them. This way we can make sure to never be caught off guard again, like we were this time around. We now have the opportunity to better prepare for the future. And don't get me wrong, better prepared we will be. Which brings me to number 1, the world is healing.
At least a little bit. I mean, we need nature, we need the earth to survive. But the earth doesn't need us. And I guess if you want to look at it from a philosophical standpoint, this might be Earth's 2-minute warning for us, saying, get your shit together or else. And if you look outside, we can see that the air is getting clearer, animals are coming back, the water is getting cleaner. Everything seems to be recouping quite fast, which really gives me hope. Because some are saying it's already too late, we cannot turn around. But if we look outside, we can see we can still change things if we really want to. And if I look at the course we were on before this all happened, it was pretty much a worst case scenario, very, very bleak. So for sure I can say, whatever happens, we as a society will come out of this stronger and better than before. So there they are, my top 10 silver linings in a global pandemic. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit, and if so, feel free to subscribe to my channel or like the video. Thank you, see you soon, and stay safe.